The IWA's Decision Making in Wales course helps you understand the structures of devolution and the structures of devolved decision making in Wales. So we would explain what the role of an Assembly member is and the role of the Assembly in holding the Welsh Government to account, and help you understand the structures of the Welsh civil service and how they interact with the UK government. It also gives you an overview of the political parties in Wales and a bit of a forward look to what might happen in the next Assembly based on the polling that we're seeing at the moment. So you should come away from that course with a really good understanding of what the decision-making structures in Wales are.
Fi wedi dysgu lot am beth i sut mae'r system gwleidyddol yng Nghymru'n gweithio. Byddwn i'n meddwl mae heddi wedi dangos lot o ffyrdd gwahanol o siarad â gwleidyddion, a fi'n credu byddai lot mwy hyderus yn mynd mewn i'r sefyllfaoedd yma yn y dyfodol.
The IWA's Influencing Political Outcomes course covers the practical side of engaging with decision makers. It assumes you're already familiar with the structures and gives you really practical advice about how to get a meeting with an Assembly member, how to prepare for that meeting and make sure you get the most out of that meeting, as well as how to engage with ministers and civil servants, give you some ideas on the practicalities of how you might want to organise an event in the Senedd to drive your agenda forward. And we'll also work through an approach called theory of change that helps you really frame your arguments and think about what you're trying to achieve. So it's more about the practicalities of influencing decision making in Wales.
I think there's a huge depth of kind of knowledge, insight and experience contained within the course, and a huge amount I think that we could take away and reflect on as to how best to influence the Welsh Assembly and Assembly members. I'd say I particularly feel more confident as to what things to consider, so like what questions to ask of myself and us as an organisation that we would want to get out of it before approaching them, so that when we do, we make the best of that opportunity. So I've met a number of Assembly members before just through work, but I guess I've never had the opportunity just to ask them about themselves and what their own expectations were of the role, what pressures they have, what they've enjoyed, what their kind of hopes are for it, what they would say is the best way to do things, what not to. I've certainly never met with an Assembly member before and said, oh, what did you think of our approach? And actually that's probably something I'd consider doing.